We're here in sunny Lyme Regis on a summer's day. Just been out for a pretty windy foil. Nick's here, and I thought we'd just do a quick little chat about the new ENSIS Infiniti Maniac Ace foil. Brand new lineup for this year. So Nick, you've been using it for... We've been using it for about 8 months now, eh? We've got some prototypes.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. How do you find it? Which one are you using?
840. The main thing about it is like super intuitive. I consider myself like a decent-ish average dad foiler, and it's just easy to use. It turns nicely. It stack loads of glide. Never cavitates. Just really predictable. That's what I want. I don't need anything radical or.
It's super plug and play, isn't it? When you,
yep.
We've both been using other foils, which maybe you'd refer to them as like Gen 2 if this is a Gen 3. But they're pretty comparable. They're, the ones we were using are from big brands. And I had the same size. So this is the 840, same size in another brand. This one does everything that did, but just a bit better. So I always think about Formula One. It's every Formula One car's quick, but to get that little bit better, to get those half seconds better, tenths of a seconds better, is really hard. And I feel that's what ENSIS have done with this. Not so much in speed, but in general performance.
Yeah, it has got a thinner profile, so it feels considerably faster than the Gen 2 stuff I was on.
Yeah,
but you don't sacrifice the lift, the starting. So that was what I was really afraid of. I was afraid of, it's got a much thinner profile. Yeah, it'll be super fast, but is it going to be harder to get going? And it's not.
No. And I've been using the 840 and the 690, and that's super interesting because the 690 gets going, I would say, almost as easily as the 840. It's just the 840 glides a bit longer, like you would expect from a slightly bigger foil. It turns a bit easier. Where you're also going to get the 1140. And you think those two will pair up pretty well, eh?
Beautifully. So, I mean, this thing, when you're powered up and stuff, and on the swells, I mean, it's not a dedicated downwind foil, but for my needs, I want a bit of everything. I want a bit of waves. I want a bit of this. For the downwind ability, it's got stacks of glide. So the 1140, I can't wait to try it. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, and you're thinking power wing, right, as well?
Power wing.
That's going to be where it's going to come into play for us.
And the 1140 should make the power winging, just trying to make everything as easy as possible.
Yeah. And that's really, you made a good point, actually, which is something we've discussed. This is like a foil for wing foiling, right? Like there's a lot of foils out there that they can do downwinding and they can do this and that and the other. But I feel like this is a foil specifically for wing foiling, which allows you all the elements that you want with the sort of, like you say, the sort of downwind-esque, but you still got the wing in your hand. For the power wing, it's going to work really well. And but ultimately for the wing foiling, it just works so well for that, doesn't it?
Another thing is mast. I mean, if you're pushing it unbelievably hard, maybe you can, but I not felt any flex within the system at all.
Yeah, and that's also cool because it's a 16mm carbon mast. I think there's been a lot of hype about high modulus masts being 14mm. I think people don't really understand that 14mm, 2mm difference. Actually, they have to use more brittle carbon, so they are a bit more prone to snapping, and they aren't as stiff because you're going to 14mm. So the jury's out on that one. People can comment on that below. So in 3 words, how would you summarize it? Like, what would be your 3 word?
Easy to use, fast, and I'll choose glidey.
So I would have said the same. I would have last one I would have said is agile. Yeah, like I find it super easy to get the wingtip out on the wave. It re-enters really smooth. And yeah, a plug and play foil.
Final comment: the foil's got stacks more talent than me. I haven't hit the limits of the foil at all.
Yeah. And there's some nice design features with all the lengths of the screws written on the fuses.
One tool
for all screw sizes. We'll do some close-ups of those so that people can see it. But that actually makes a massive difference because when you're on the beach fiddling around, you know exactly which bolts to do. All the bolts have got the sizes written on them. Just that sort of usability to it, isn't it?
Super easy.
So yeah, hopefully loads more wind here in Lyme. And if anybody's got any questions, just hit them in the comments.